Hello my lovely Leos, hey, thank you for joining me. This is your March reading for 2020. We have stepped into 2020 with much pace, gusto, happenings, events, rah rah rah, a little bit like our typical fire energy that we exude. That we'll be using these 3 different decks of cards for the reading, but before we start I did do some intuitive work for you and I got some messages that I will read out now. Okay, so the first one that arrived was money on your mind, you guys. What are you up to? So for some of you, it could be inheritance money that you're thinking of, or is money that is linked to the past and people or things you have had attachments about. Now, whether or not this means family money or money that's owing to you, somebody who might have loaned some or borrowed some money off you and you loaned it out and they haven't paid it back and you're thinking, yeah, I'd really like my money back. Or even for some of you, you might have borrowed some money off someone else, borrowed some off someone else and be thinking, yeah, it's kind of, I think I have to pay it back. So that's what I'm saying. Money seems to be playing a role in this March energy as we walk into that. There may be a woman involved in this, and she could possibly be a lawyer or a legal supporter of sorts. So she could be structuring something about money. And for those of you, if it's an inheritance of some sort, this could be writing the inheritance out, or she could be the one overseeing it or calculating it or making contact with you. She may be structuring something about money like loans, debts or finances, and I actually underlined the word debts. So some of you seem to have like a debt owing. It may not be that you have to pay it back, but it might be on your mind, or it might even be that it's held as a caveat one way or another, and it might be restrictive so that it restricts either your movements or possibly applying for a loan from a bank or a company, because you've already got this money out and it's got a hold over something. What else here? Yeah, it's this money or this person, and possibly a she, could be a man, but it seems that this person is tied up to some karmic past life energy around your financial stresses, woes and successes. So there's a person somewhere who holds some sort of thing over your monetary system, and they're tied into a karmic past life. And so there's this cyclical event occurring. I don't know if you're free of it yet, but there seems to be it's on your mind, or there's movement happening, or there's a possibility of change or favour of some sort coming as well. You may hear from someone who has passed over, and I think this is an older person for most of you, like a grandfather or an older friend or relative. And for some of you, this could be a past love person, like a husband or someone very close to you. And when I say passed over, so you may hear in your dreams, they may come to you in your dreams. You might go to a clairvoyant or a medium and get messages from this particular person who you've either been thinking about, inquiring about, or they've been trying to make connection or contact with you. You may receive an offer regards money, and this could be a job offer. So this, even though I was getting messages that were bumping in and out, money kept coming back up. So this is why I've now got this, you may receive an offer regards money. And it could be a pay rise or paying back money you loaned to someone. So that's what I mean. Some of you may get this opportunity to pay back this money that's been bothering you one way or another. Now, another message that came was to use logic around your health. If there's something that you don't think is right, do some research about it. Okay, so if you've been talking to someone or you've read something and you're not 100% sure that you follow their advice, or you think that what you've read is right, do further research. So look into it more extensively. Also, nighttime seems to play a role in things that you are doing, whether or not you work at night, or whether you meet people at night, or whether you're more active at night. I'm not sure, but the nighttime seems to play a role. So with all that mix of interesting messages, let's see what's in store for Leo with the cards and see if we can see any more insight into those messages that arrived. So this is for Leo for March 2020. Okay. Leo, March 2020. Because it's taking so long for some cards to sort of show themselves, I'm thinking this reading is definitely going to be taking you more into the future as well. So it's not just in the here and now. There's something here either about connecting with the future or something that's coming from the past, because these cards are not coming out in a hurry. Okay, something in here. How many is there? 3. Let's take a couple more. This is for Leo. Oh, now we're getting 1. 4. The Queen of Spring could be yourself. That's fire sign energy. Brilliant, loyal, talented and friendly. Okay, so we've got these 3. This one popped out and this last one here. Let's see what these are. Okay, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords and 3 of Pentacles. So 3s were playing a role, and the King of Autumn. So we've got people around you. There's no doubt that people have played a role in this month. And these cards aren't doing much talking about money, even though we talked money a lot in the beginning of the reading. In terms of someone that you could be thinking about who has already passed over, this card also makes relative sense. Might be someone that's, for some of you, you've lost recently, like a grandparent or someone that you've lost not so long ago. There may be some resolution coming around the healing of that relationship if it is a passed over person. So a feeling of more peace or acceptance of a situation that was within that relationship. Now, if it's not a passed over person, this could be a current relationship that is not going very well and there have been difficulties. So again, there's this feeling of resolution coming and a weight being lifted off your shoulders. The end of an addiction or codependency. So again, this could be someone you are with or have been with who has had an addiction, or it could be yourself who has been facing some sort of addiction or codependency. So it feels as though there is some light coming in, that there is some relief. The 10s are always the end of a cycle. Now this card can happen when we see the signing off of karmic energies and the releasing of previous held relationships, bondages, expectations, fear, out of balance relationships, and this can be them being signed off. So this could be a really good release for some of you, and you may not feel it totally in the physical realm, but you could feel your spirit lifting or your soul lifting. For some of you, this is definitely a karmic debt that is finishing. It's like, whoa, I've done my dash, mate. It's finished. Out you go. I tend to look at this card, even though it can come as a bit of a shock and it can be a bit painful, there's a huge amount of relief and resolution in this energy. So, because this is the 10 of Swords. So this is the ending of something that's been quite traumatic and quite trying. And you're moving into this new light coming. And it kind of came out with this 3 of Pentacles. Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you can do and being compensated for your creative talents. It's a very good card. It's the good card in what one would call slightly difficult energies. These are very emotional cards, these 2 here, the Swords, and they often pull very hard on the heartstrings. So this one here is more about career or creative accolades and being rewarded in some sense. It could be that somehow there has been this kind of association with your creative side or something about your career that is also tied up with these energies or relationships. Some of you may have had a really difficult time at work, and you may have had a very difficult boss or co-worker who has been maltreating you, or there's been tensions or negative things said about you. but it's coming to an end. There's some vindication coming, or there's some positive change coming. Some of you may have been working in this environment and you have left, and you are finding rewards coming your way, okay? Because the Three of Winter is the Three of Swords. It is often about finding that three people can have been involved in a situation that has been painful, and you have let them go. So two things here about letting people go and moving into the future. So letting go of relationships that have served their time, that are of no use to you any longer, that have been holding you back for one way or one reason or another. This could be emotional, holding you back, physical, mental, or spiritual, but they haven't necessarily been that good. There can be communication involved here about resolution, and that resolution may take you to this place where you are finally rewarded for something that perhaps you have been overlooked for. So there may have been at a workplace you were overlooked because people didn't believe what you had to offer, or thought it was, or they were being told something by someone else, an untruth about you or incorrect information. So there's a lot in here that seems to be tying into your career, which might be why we've talked about money, which might also be why some of you have had this lack of money, or felt that there was a person who controlled your money, who may have been a woman. Maybe she was the one holding back what was rightfully yours. Anyhow, it feels as though it is coming to an end, and that something is, you're going to be acknowledged for the truth one way or another. This one can also come in when it is your personal love relationship and it goes a bit sour. This can be when something like a divorce takes place, or a separation, and these two go hand in hand with that as well. You might find that you are thinking of moving away from a partner, and you have been thinking, gosh, I bet I don't get my share of the finances or the money or the investments we've had, but this guarantees that that will come right through some sort of negotiation or litigation or legal works. These two are often people. This could be yourself, because this is the fire sign. This is an earth sign person, so possibly a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus person. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, gifted. Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way, a good person or company to work for. And because these ones came out a little bit later, I feel that they are what's coming after this stuff. So for some of you, these can be potential new partners coming in, or new romances or relationships. But for others of you, this is situations around you, and this could be yourself, and these could be the words of advice for you. Be assertive, which is not difficult, I know, for the fire sign energies. Everything was finally coming right. You are seemingly rectifying something that's possibly been going on for a long time. It could have even been 10 years of past duress or lack, or not being acknowledged, or not having been accepted, or being unfairly treated or something. It could be 10 months, it could be 3 too, it could even be 13 for some of you. Believe in yourself. Wonderful people who want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home. So I think the work is definitely implicated here, and this is why money might be on your mind. Do remember to keep a balance as well between work and life, home life. And there are people around who want to help you, and these two people could be the ones who help you as well. So bear that in mind. Keep a lookout for supportive people. They may come disguised. They may be hard to actually find amongst these others that have been around, but for some of you it's definitely associated with career. And if it's not necessarily career, it's something about you being acknowledged finally for something that was rightfully or dutifully yours. Anyhow, that's interesting, and they didn't come out very quickly. I feel as though this has been going on, as I said, very much in the past, or still leading you into the future. So you may come back to this reading even after March has been and gone, and find that it's still being amplified or activated as the months go on. definitely tied up in karmic situations for some of you. And these karmic bonds can have been going on for our whole soul's lifetime, which can be a long, long time. This card is coming out a lot in today's readings, of which there are 3. I think it's come out in every single one. There's something here about looking up at the world from a distance. The world is your oyster is the other terminology for this card. So there is a lot of options available to you at this time, but you sometimes have to stand back at a distance to view them or see the whole perspective. So taking a stand back, looking further afield, broadening your horizon, taking in the bigger picture. They're all messages that come, especially when you are seeking to find answers about things. More woman, more people, all tied up, sort of like constricted or bound, and the thinking woman could be, didn't I say that there may be a woman who is dealing with your finances. She may be tied up to some karmic past life around you, or your financial stresses, woes, or successes. I think this is her, and I think she's back again. It's definitely someone is playing a role in things that are going on around you, and I think you have felt very tied up, but it is time to break free. It may require some change at your end as well, some input. Let's just see if we can find something else. And these are all nighttime type cards as well. They're coming out. There's darkness around. Is it something that you've kept in the dark, or you've kept hidden from people, or you don't tell people about it? Or does it happen at night? Do you feel different at night? I did just want to see if we had some angels out. We've got Michael, the first chakra energy level. This is money, finances, home, career, protection. Call upon Michael. Also free up that first chakra energy belt. There's the moon back again. Well, the moon, the world, very similar energies, almost as if it's tying into some eclipse type energy going on. Trust your intuitive psychic abilities. Bring balance into everything you do. There's another 10, it's a storm warning. You've had this kind of thing around. There's a possibility for you guys that you will see relationships or a relationship flare up, and it's just time to let it go. Some of you may live in a place where you come across a physical storm. Be prepared, be wise and prepared. You've got another archangel, Shemuel, the third chakra. This is inner strength. This is the Leo, the lion, inner strength through the solar plexus. Also, Shemuel deals with love, but also remember self-love and inner strength, regaining strength, and plenty of possibilities are around you. So a lot going on here for you, Leo. It's a busy reading. You probably will have to listen to it once or twice. I am just going to take one card from this deck. These are quite intense messages, but I do think, again, they're worthy and very in depth, and I feel they take a little bit of connecting to. You need to sort of listen to the message in some quiet time and meditate upon it. So this is for Leo, and I notice it's taking its time again in coming. So what are we dealing with Leo? Why is it taking so much time to get these messages? So I think timing is a whole paradigm that's going on in your lives at the moment. So nothing can be rushed, and it seems that a lot of what you are experiencing is convoluted about the past, the present and the future. It's all tied in. Some of you may be experiencing really intense situations. That's what I think that's going on. Ooh, beautiful. Awakening, number 2. Wow, that is so beautiful to look at. In fact, it's so beautiful to look at. I'm going to put this down on the table and then read from the words. And I'm getting this duplicity of energy right through these 2 cards. That is power. That is almighty, magnificent, booyah, in your face, blow it up power. Just like you Leos. So just wait and I'll get these 2 cards down and we'll work from the table. Okay, so I have tied those 2 cards in together because the power and the radiance that is amplifying through the visualization of these cards is in of itself like a powerhouse activation for you to look at and to view. In fact, I think that just needs to go a little bit more that way. Awakening. Wisdom emerges through everyday experience. You are about to experience an aha moment. This will come as a feeling of deep truth that seemed to have slipped your mind. You have often thought there must be another way to experience and live this life, and you are about to discover it. You are opening your heart and mind to the full, authentic you. Time-honoured ways that have worked in the past are no longer bringing the results you desire and may have become obstacles to your dreams. Beliefs become intermingled with everyday processes in who we think we are. No wonder it can seem hard to let them go. When you rouse from the slumber of conformity, you awaken into the same world, but through the eyes of soul love. You can see beyond fear to the creative possibilities that are everywhere. Relax and enjoy this time. It is your natural evolution. And there's a meditation you can do with this card or this energy, and it's called Awaken Your Mind and Body to Your Soul. Now she suggests you place a hand over this card. Some of you might like to place a hand over the device that you're watching this video on and sit back, close your eyes and relax. You will pick up the vibrational energy, don't worry. Okay, so just sit back and relax. Place a hand on the card. This action energetically connects you with the vibrations of your soul. Slow your breathing and say to yourself, I am open to and trust my soul guidance. Allow yourself to feel calm and empowered. Feel into your heart for the key from the soul name meditation and take yourself to the doorway of your sacred soul space. Unlock the door. Notice your soul name on the door. Has it changed? Float into your sacred space as intense, loving light envelops you and introduces itself as your soul. Allow your soul to move through your body and mind so you can accept and trust its messages without resistance. Let every part of you open to your soul and relax in its presence. You have just come home to the absolute fullness and beauty of you. A smile erupts within you and your whole being beams. Everything feels amazing and perfect. Come to this place as often as you can. Meditate daily and be with your soul. Stay here for at least 30 seconds. When you feel ready, breathe deeply in and out. Come back to your physical awareness and see the world through your newly awakened eyes. Wow, I got carried away with that, guys. That is truly beautiful. It is very, very powerful. I hope that you can all feel the power emanating from those cards, from the activity that you can do with it, the meditation. You know, definitely Archangel Chamuel is here applying this awakening energy and source energy through to your solar plexus, through to your heart, through to your crown chakra, up to the universal you. This is beautifully powerful. I trust for all of you that there is some connection to your higher self, your soul essence, to your past life soul, to the future you. This is worthy of great gratitude, great deep gratitude. I wish you all very, very well. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.